Hello everyone and welcome back to Newearth.land. I thought I'd just show you the building that I've designed. And it's just a hypothetical project, but the point is that we need to be putting an end to this fascist social structure that we have today. Unfortunately, it is fascist because what is that? It's the centralisation of power, right? The New World Order, Agenda 2030, however you might know it as. The agenda is to ultimately centralise control and then eventually monopolise the mind by way of a neural link brought to you and sponsored by Elon Musk. But, fascism is here. Fascism is all about the active and militant suppression of the opposition, which they're doing absolutely incredibly well at the moment. That's why there's not much information you're going to be able to get hold of that will challenge the mainstream narrative outside of alternative media. But in this video, I just wanted to show you some of the tangible things that we can actually do as a society and individually, because we're all made up of society is made up of individuals. So we have to be the change that we want to see. Right? As soon as we start doing that, we come together, we start cooperating with one another, and we start working together as a team. We can start to create amazing things, but the manifestation has to be reified into physical reality, right? And so I'm an architect, and I want to show you this project which can ultimately put an end to fascism in the following ways. At the moment, many things are controlled internationally, right? The food network, they're spraying all these GMOs. The water is fluoridated, it's full of toxins, it's full of all sorts of heavy metals and crap. The air is being polluted. We are being manipulated, of course, psychologically on a profound level. Having to go to work, go home and like Monday blues, the TGI Friday. Psychologically, we're being manipulated. And this enslavement, which is sort of a covert psychological level of slavery, very insidious and nefarious, but very subtle. Unfortunately, it's so normalised that we don't even realise that we are actually enslaved. But this is happening because you don't have a basic right to exist. It's happening because you don't have basic rights to shelter, energy, food and water. So we can achieve all of those four things from the comfort of our own homes simply by coming together and overthrowing the developer who's always going to operate for vested interests under capitalism, right? They're going to make millions of pounds from you, from us, from me, right? From everyday people who are going to have to pay them for rent, for mere survival. And then, at the end of the day, all that money is accumulated to that developer, at which point he goes and does it again. And then he does it again. And he gets higher and higher in society, climbs the property ladder, has a portfolio, and ultimately there's people who are enslaved to this psychology. So when we come together, we can immunise our minds against this sort of rat race, survival of the fittest type attitude. But doesn't mean that we flip all the way to the other end of the spectrum and centralise everything. Because this is ultimately what the government's about to do with this ultimate psyop, which is this smart grid, which is this whole communism and this whole sort of like strings attached universal basic income, where people will think it's amazing, like, oh, it's great, I've been enslaved and now I've got a basic income. But the strings attached are, well, you might need to be okay, you might need to do this, you might need to do that, whatever it might be. Like with the sort of psychology that we have, with the government that we have today, I can assure you that no benevolent communism will ever exist. So we have to come together. We need to create a new social model, just as Buckminster Fuller said. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. You change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. So that model is this. We simply have a space that is accommodated by way of application to begin with, open to people who are misemployed, unemployed, and to some extent employed. But mostly it's geared towards people who have to some extent been suffering in society. And this is sort of a flagship which will be operated kind of like a hotel to begin with. So once you stay here, you have, say, 2 weeks, you have 1 month, 2 months, whatever your criterion, whatever is the predicament that you're in, you need a bit of a respite from rent and bills, right? So this can be offered to you by way of the community. When we come together, we can do this, right? So all we need is about 1 million people or 500,000 people, if that possibly. And we start crowdfunding. So if you've got loose change, £1, £2, however much you can donate, that's all we need, right? Because all we need is the numbers. All we need is exposure. So that's why the 3 steps are connect, share and support online on the site, if you've seen that. But unless we share it, unless we work as a team, then I can't really achieve anything because I don't have the money, I don't have the reach to actually get to enough people to make this happen, which I feel is just such a simple solution for everyone. You look at the people who are speaking out against certain nefarious agendas at the moment, people like Russell Brand. But why are these people not actually doing actionable projects? Why aren't they actually physically engaging with this condition of slavery that we're in and helping to bring it to an end? So that we do have a basic right to exist on this planet. Remember, we're just spinning around in a microscopic little rock in space. So why not just create true freedom? for humanity. That is clearly the solution. When you can think from Mars, when you can think from Uranus, think from a more macroscopic perspective, like you're spinning around this little rock in space, all we need is true freedom for the mind to begin to evolve and flourish so that we're not distracted, right? As I show you in the Truman Show, where people are just walking around blindfolded to the mystery that surrounds them all, this profound mystery. So this building, you can check it out, Newearth.land/how, and do the VR tour there. And let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments below, and do become a part of this movement, because I'll show you, how exactly we are achieving shelter, energy, food, and water in future videos. But ultimately, this building, if you check it out, you'll see that it's, I feel like it's answered many questions. A lot of the systems there are making use of existing technologies that we have today. It's nothing futuristic. All it needs is the empowerment of the community. We need to realise that we are the people, we are the power, we are the 99%. And when we do realise that, we can have water, energy, electricity, heat, food. All of these things can be freely provided to us. If we want that to be the case, we can start greening our cities. It can be an amazing world that we live in. So if you like the sound of that, if you want to live in a better world of freedom, abundance, and well-being for everyone, then do subscribe online here at YouTube and Odyssey, wherever you are, BitChute. And do subscribe on the website as well. And get in touch with me, like the videos, and help this algorithm to reach more people. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.